I don't think we've ever played this song for you, so I hope that you like it. You may have heard it. Anyway, thanks so very much for coming this evening. I hope we get it right for you.
You will, you will. Rightfully back.
Pig, Lie in Our Graves, they back. 8 new Walk Around the Moon songs and a Bayou closer. That's right, a Bayou closer.
I beg your pardon.
I don't know what to tell you. It's a fun song.
I beg your pardon.
The DMB post show stream starts now.
It's your boy Concert Viz 34 back at home.
What up? What up? It's your boy Concert Viz 34.
Yep, so your boy Concert Viz 34 coming to you here.
What up? What up? It's your boy Concert Viz 34. Aria. Okay, so this is Aria, and just tell us a little bit about yourself and about your love for the Dave Matthews Band.
I've been a fan of the band since April 28, 1998. And if you recognize the date, that's when Before These Crowded Streets was released.
Alpine is definitely a better venue than Summerfest, but we'll take it. I think I've been going to shows for about 20-something years.
I always tell people, like, compare DMB to now to when I first started. And I got started, in my opinion, I feel like I got started late. Like, I was at the very end of the band's prime. I feel like that 03 to 06 was like the end of the prime. 07, 08 was like, you know, we're at the very end. And then when Roy passed.
But Dave really, this is the thing. Dave has put, Rashawn has been assigned the quarterback of this team. He is the coach, the play caller. He designs the jams. Dave just shows up and plays whatever he's going to play. Mississippi, what up? Memphis, just north of the venue. I see you. Memphis, Tennessee, what up? R.I.P. Young Dolph. Arkansas, Eastern Arkansas, what up? I see y'all just across the border. Mississippi, Half Step, Tupelo, what up? Oxford, Mississippi, what up? Y'all better hit that like button. What up? It's your boy Conserviz 34 coming to you late at night. Got the Fish MSG 2020, the April shows from 2022 repping right here. It is now May 25th, 2023 on the East Coast, the 11-year anniversary of my first D&B show. So yeah, and there will be a video coming later today going over that. So stay tuned for that. All right, we want to get to this set list. And again, shout out to Andy Mendoza. You could check out the full show from the Woodlands is on his page right there. He does not make money from this. If you see ads, it's because the band or the people who have the copyrights have elected to get ad revenue. But this is a very great 4K shot video. He got D&B caught in that 4K, right? So that's pretty dope. All right, let's get the set list up, and we're going to get one of the big steppers from the D&B community in here. He is probably hopped back over to the border to Tennessee as he looks forward to the Nashville show, but we want to talk about Southaven, which, by the way, if you don't know where Southaven is, it literally is right at the state line, just south of Memphis. Maybe that's why they call it Southaven, because it was the haven for people trying to get out of Tennessee. But let's go ahead and bring on John Dix here. What up, John?
I love
Okay, let's try this. Try talking again, John.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
All right.
So, John, here, let me flip this a little bit. So tell us about this show. What did you think?
It was a good show for the middle of the week in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I went in with zero expectations, and it was a good show for what it was, a middle of the week show in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I wasn't expecting much. When I got that pig open, I was like, okay, I'll take it. Got Graves, Warehouse. I mean, what I wasn't expecting to get any of that. I thought we were going to get like Rogers Part 2, a lot of repeats from last night. So we did get a couple repeats, but I feel like we got more bangers tonight than they did last night. So I'll take it. No complaints over here. Plus, what I paid for the show, I mean, I only paid $54 for the pit ticket.
Wow. That $54 for a pit ticket, that is unheard of, especially with some of these shows this year. Tickets are not popping up last minute so far for the pit. So that is incredible. That's a great bargain.
I picked it up this morning around 8 a.m.
And let's talk about the venue. What percentage full did it look, at least from your pit perspective? Obviously, you can't see the full lawn, but what did it look like percentage-wise?
I think they said the capacity was 11,000. The capacity of the venue was 11,000. I said there's probably 65 to 7,000 people there.
Okay, so 6,500 of 11,000.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now the pit, how was that looking? Was it packed? Was it empty compared to some of the other pits you've been to over the years?
It was crammed in the front like always, but where I was at, like there's probably a good, because the whole lower pavilion is like was the pit. So there was a lot of room in the back where I was at. But no, it wasn't cram packed. You probably could have fit probably easily another 500 to 1,000 people in there, and then it would have felt way more packed. But no, there was tons of walking around room in there and everything. It was not overcrowded or anything like that.
Gotcha. Okay. And that's expected from this venue. And again, if you guys are looking for a great bargain, some of these shows like Southaven, if you can fly out there, fly into Memphis, that is a great deal. Now let's talk about.
I wouldn't recommend coming if you don't live close.
Oh, you wouldn't? Okay, so don't. Yeah, correction from a Tennessean. He's saying if you don't live close, don't come. All right. So yeah. Anyway, let's continue on. 8 Walk Around the Moon songs. Does this feel more overbearing than the shows you got in Texas as far as going from 7 to 8?
No, not really. That Dallas show, that was just a special show. But I mean, this show was on par for what you consider for an album show in the middle of the week, in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it was to be expected. The slow songs were like, the show came to a screeching halt. But the slow songs were like Monsters, Walk Around the Moon, Madman's Eyes. The vibe was still there, but when he plays like Singing from the Windows or Looking for a Vein or the other tunes I can't think of off the top of my head, but yeah, those slower tunes, the show just comes to a screeching halt, and that's going to happen from SPAC to Deer Creek, wherever you're going to go. Those new songs that are just super slow, they're just a buzzkill.
Right. And you got us the video. John had that exclusive video from the Woodlands, which, I mean, I think it's got like 10,000 views now. People would like, there's still comments today of people saying, hey, I was in the lawn, I would have took them seats. Like, yo, what's going on? Let's talk about windows, because I know you said the show comes to a screeching halt. Was there any people talking? Was like, how did windows land as far as the talkers or distractions?
So this crowd was a very interesting crowd because it was a super casual crowd, but it was like coming to a show, like, because the venue, let me describe you, like the venue is like in the middle of like a residential area, and there's like tons of like subdivisions around the venue. And so it's basically like D&B comes to like your neighborhood block party. That's the kind of the vibe that had a lot of casual older people. They're even like during Pig and like Graves, it was just way more casual people there. So there was a lot of talking and interacting amongst the fans and everything like that. So there was no one really just like dialed in. It was definitely a very casual vibe to the show. But people were standing for the majority, even the people, because it's a smaller pavilion, people were standing throughout the whole show, but people weren't just like dialed in. They were having fun with their friends, going to get drinks, blah, blah, blah. But it was a very casual crowd tonight.
Gotcha. And that's even something that was the talk last night in Dead and Company in Arizona. That's a West Coast thing. I know this is kind of the South. This is obviously the South, but the South and the West, depending on the artist, obviously. I've been to a country concert in Houston, and hey man, it's lit. But it's interesting to see the dynamics of how crowds interact, and how, as we saw in the Woodlands. So we'll see what happens. I think Nashville will be the exact opposite of this. I know that's your stomping grounds, but just interesting to hear that those accounts, like you just gave us here. So 3-song encore. It looks like this is going to be something we get with the shorter Walk Around the Moon songs. How do you feel about 3-song encores after a show like tonight?
Depends on what those 3 songs are. If you're going to end on Bayou, you can just give me Break Free and Singing from the Windows. Because once I heard, because he had the baritone out, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, are we going to get So Right to close the show? I was like, nah, there's no way he's going to play So Right to close this show. Then I heard, I was like, to the car. So I left. By the time I was probably back at the hotel, probably before Bayou was over.
Yeah, so that's interesting. And I've done the same thing with some of the Don't Drink the Waters. I did it with Watchtower last year at Alpine. No disrespect to Alpine or Watchtower, but it's like, unless it's the 99 Woodstock version or the late 90s version, I ain't rocking with it. I'm out. Overrated. So yeah, I feel you on that. I probably would have walked out of the show, given if the 3rd song is Bayou. So we should be interesting to see there. How was the sound tonight compared to the Texas?
Sound good. You can hear Dave's guitar sounded really good. During YIM, before the song started, Tim's guitar, his setup was like popping and stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's why Dave went more into Kill the Preacher, because Tim was like working on his rig, and then he had to switch guitars, and that's why we got a little bit more on that Kill the Preacher than we typically have been getting lately.
Okay, so you get a little more extended, and only 2 Big Whiskey songs back to back, You and YM and You and Me. Let's go to the poster.
He also talked about Tina Turner in the encore.
Oh, he did. Okay, and no Tina Turner cover. I mean, that's all. I mean, I think vocally it can be hard to do that, but rest in peace to Tina Turner, an icon in music. Let's get to this poster because I want to talk to you about
I got
this.
the card for so someone on Facebook was like wanting me to grab this card for them. Apparently, these things are like the new thing or whatever.
Yeah, let's zoom you in. Let's get you up closer. Put it up. Yeah. So these are $20. Is that correct? This is the cards.
Yeah, 20 bombs.
And does it have? Is it like it's a limited run, right? Per show.
Yeah, this one right here is 17 out of 150.
Okay. So
they weren't selling it like the poster. It'll be on the website tomorrow, and the cards will be too. I think they probably sold maybe 20 of these things.
Okay. Wow. So you guys heard that here first. A run of 150 for these shows, $20 per card. Slater did sign some people's card. I think one person got their card signed by Slater, Todd Slater, for the first show. So I'm sure that one will have a little more value. Now this poster, was there any foils? Did it sell out? What was the consensus here?
No foils, and that poster will be on the website tomorrow, people. There was tons of merch left. Tons. Like I walked up there during Jimmy thing, and there was a pile of posters.
Okay.
Plus, there was a lot, like I said, there was a lot of casual. Like I saw people walking around with the poster not even in the tube. $60. That's a lot for a poster. And if you're not like a hardcore fan, these people don't care about posters.
Yeah, that's scary. I even remember hearing a story on one of the poster forums about someone with the gold pour, not understanding. No one would know the value of that poster until, months later, if not years later.
He had wrote on the back of it,
Right.
And put it up as a sign. I was at that show.
Oh, you were there. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's wild. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that thing gets you 2 racks now, allegedly, on the streets.
About
2.5, right? Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure they probably don't even know. They probably just, they probably stopped going to shows and they got it just because it was cheap.
Some casual, you never know.
Yeah.
But for to do that, he was probably just a casual guy, probably drunk or whatever, just goofing.
All right. Any final thoughts before we let you go?
No whatsoever, man. Good night down here in Mississippi. I'll be at the show on Friday in Nashville. If anyone wants to hang out, I'll be around. I'll be in Cincinnati on Saturday. So I got 2 more shows coming up. If anybody wants to hang out on Friday or Saturday, just hit me up.
All right. That's John Dix. Walked out during Bayou Smart Man. Peace up. A-Town down. Safe travels back to the Nashville Metro. Take care.
Thank you, brother.
All right. Peace. All right. So that was John Dix. We're going to call Kerry, and then we will get Brady on. Shout out to Brady. Hit me up on IG as well. We're going to get these people in, and then we'll be out. And again, if you're joining late, I will have a video later today that comes out, just going over my 11th year anniversary of my first show, which is literally today, May 25th, 2012 was my first show. So stay tuned for that video. It'll be up on YouTube, Concert Viz 34. If you're watching a replay, it may already be up by the time you watch the replay, depending on when you watch it. Stay tuned for that. All right, so we're going to call Kerry. Give me 1 second, folks. Let's get John's information off here.
Hey, Marcus.
Hey, how's it going, Kerry? And you are live on the stream. Tell us about this show.
Awesome. I'm waiting for a lift right now, so if I have to go, I apologize. But
Okay.
I have like a 20-minute wait. Show was amazing. I by stroke of luck got the rail like front and center of Dave. As you can probably hear, I have no voice. I thought of you when they played Bayou as the closer, which I gotta say, Marcus, it was really awesome as a closer. I got some video that I'll have to tag you on Instagram, but I don't know, like Bayou, like his voice sounded so good, and like the band was really tight tonight. Every song was just great, amazing. The horns were awesome. Dave's voice sounded good. We got some interaction with Carter on the rail. I mean, he was having a good time. Buddy was having a good time, of course, always smiling. Tim was doing his thing. It was just an incredible show.
Awesome. Now, is this your first show of the summer tour?
Yes, it is. I don't know if you count the Phoenix Super Bowl show. I guess that wasn't really part of the tour, but yes, this will be my first summer tour show.
Yeah, that's kind of a standalone.
Nope.
So, well, yeah. But so you hear 8 Walk Around the Moon songs, many of these for the first time. What did you think of the new songs?
Marcus, they were amazing. I mean, everything sounded, I just keep going back to, like, I don't know what other way to describe it, but the band sounded so tight. I mean, just everything was just amazing. The new songs sounded better live, of course. Monsters was good. Walk Around the Moon was good. Gosh, I got so much video. I can't remember the other songs. Some of the new ones, like Looking for a Vein.
Yep.
That was good. Gosh, yeah, new songs, all of them were good. I don't know all of them, that well yet, but, the ones that stick out in my head, Monsters was amazing. Walk Around the Moon was amazing. Of course, we all know, why is it not coming to me right now? Oh, Madman's Eyes. That was, just incredible. Like, intro, outro, like the horns were just amazing on Madman's Eyes. So,
yeah, and
just
you guys
phenomenal
get
show, Marcus. And
you get Pig and Lie in Our Graves on a Wednesday to debut.
Y'all, let's just talk about this. I when he started Pig, it was so good. It was so good. So good. The crowd was so excited. It was a real mellow crowd. Lie in Our Graves, I've got some great video of that. It was just phenomenal. That and Bayou is probably my 2 memorable songs of the night. And Warehouse, of course, was really good. But Bayou and Lie in Our Graves was amazing. That was a nice surprise. I wasn't expecting that tonight.
Yeah, I don't think anyone picked those 2. I mean, obviously people always want them, but I don't think anyone could have predicted that you're going to get Graves and Pig in the same show as debuts. Now, is this show, is this close to home? Is this somewhere where you're far away from home? What is this venue kind of relate?
I am away from home. I'm from Phoenix, so I flew to Memphis. So I'm here. I leave early tomorrow morning. So the venue is in Southaven, Mississippi, which is south of Memphis, maybe like 40 minutes. And as we speak, I'm waiting for a lift because there's like no Uber or lifts out here in the suburbs. So I'm like, I didn't plan ahead that way, but there's one on the way. But yeah, this was just a spur of the moment trip. I had a warehouse pit ticket from a friend in Indiana. So this was just, it all worked out.
Well, it's great it worked out, and you were on the rail, right? Looking right at Dave.
Yes,
that is something that
I gotta say, Marcus. Yeah. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I don't know who's listening, but the ladies will appreciate this. Maybe some of the guys, but I just got to give an update on Dave's wardrobe. He did have a new pair of jeans. These were a light gray cargo. I know you don't care about that, but I just had to drop it in for the ladies.
Great to know, and
you're like, okay, Kerry, get on with it. Anyways, back to the music. Oh, I just thought of that. But yeah, just great show, great energy, great venue. It's outside. Yeah, like I said, very chill suburb of Memphis. It was a full venue. The pit was good energy. Everybody was super nice. It wasn't, crazy crowd or anything, but just a nice chill night with great music, of course.
It's great to hear. What was your favorite song of the night?
Gosh,
don't say Bayou.
Really...
Don't say Bayou. I'll hang up.
Marcus, okay. I would say, oh my God, I don't know how to pick. Bayou, I don't know. It just stands out. Okay. Besides that,
bruh.
Lie in Our Graves. Pig was so good to hear. Warehouse, it was just amazing. I would probably have to say Lie in Our Graves.
Okay.
But Bayou, it's super close, Marcus. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is about that song. But
I'm here to tell you right now,
in that song where
we don't care.
his voice, I don't know. It just was like, wow, this is like why we love this band. Something just clicked. I don't know how to describe it.
Hey, it's funny you say that. As much as I give grief to Bayou, there have been times where some of the songs I don't like are dialed in. I think about
Yes.
there was a You and Me, which I did not play at my wedding. I refused to play it at my wedding. It is
Aw.
too cheesy. I played other D&B songs at my wedding. But
Okay.
anyway, there was a time where I was at Mohegan, and I think it was 2018, and they played You and Me, and it was just the mix, the everything sounded so great. And I was like,
Yeah.
I want this song as an instant skip. Usually for me, it's a bathroom break song. If I'm at a Mohegan where I could just walk out bathrooms are closer to the exits. And but I was like, you know what? This sounds great. So sometimes that's what's awesome about this band. There's a lot of songs I love. There's some songs it's like seafood or or like a acquired taste that I just don't like. But
Yeah.
but at the same time, this band, as you said, they've tightened up a lot of things since 2018. I think
Agree.
that's
Agree.
one of the things that you can appreciate about this band. And there will be nights where there's songs I don't like, but they sound great. So
Yeah.
I will say
Yeah.
that. And I think whatever Dave is doing, people have commented from Mexico to now that his voice sounds great. Hopefully that continues. Hopefully he is well. He doesn't catch anything. We hope that the vocal uh, presentation there and the wardrobe, hopefully those things stay fresh and stay great. And by the time he gets
I
to
got you tonight, Marcus, with Dave's new jeans and
Yeah.
Bayou.
yes, two things I didn't think I'd want to talk about. Let's get
I know, and it's like I said, like I thought of you immediately I knew when he got the guitar ready, and I don't know if it was you and Two Stuff, like I don't know, somebody was like teasing about that song on Instagram. I never really paid attention to it, and I was like, I don't mind it. And I think it was like you were saying, I don't like it, and Stephanie likes it. I was like, so I started paying more attention to it recently. And I was like, I don't mind the song. And then, of course, tonight, like I said, I don't know, something just clicked. And I was like, this is why we all love this band. And this is why this band is amazing. And there was just like a moment, like I said, with Dave's voice where it was just like, wow, like just incredible.
Well, that's great to hear. Thank you so much for coming on, Kerry.
You're welcome, Marcus.
And safe travels back. Get out of Memphis ASAP. Get back to Phoenix.
I know this was such a random trip for me, but I'm just, I'm glad I did it. Trying to get more out of my shell. My friends don't like DMB. They don't get it. So I'm fine riding solo to shows and meeting new people. So this is been a great experience. So yeah, great show. Weeknight. Yeah, gosh. Yeah, Pig and Lion or Graves. What can you say? So good.
Two solid bangers that turn the tide of any show. Well, thank you so much, Kerry. Safe travels. And like I said, there's
welcome,
nothing
Marcus.
else in Memphis that you need to see.
Nope.
There's nothing else. That's it. Do not. I have family that's been to Memphis. My pastor's from Memphis.
Nope.
There's
Oh,
nothing
really?
you are not missing. Do not. Is the song Walk on Memphis or whatever?
Nope.
No, just leave.
Oh yeah, what is that song? It's a famous
Walking
song,
through
I should
Memphis
know.
or
Walking in Memphis.
yeah. You don't know.
Oh.
No.
Nope.
Don't just
Yeah,
get out.
It's a cool city, but I tell you what, this is my first time here, and it's a cool place to visit for like a quick trip, like 2 days or whatever. But I came here for the show, and I saw Beale Street and Graceland, and it's a cool little place, but yeah, it's kind of like
time.
I didn't know what to do here.
Yeah,
But it's
great
fun.
food from what I've heard. My mom used to go down there for for business, and great food. But like you said, 1 or 2 days, go in this way, find your way out. All right.
Amen, brother. That's it.
All right. Well, hey, take care. We're gonna get to our final caller, but we really appreciate you taking time out to get on the stream. Take care. Have a good night. Bye.
You too, Marcus. All right. Bye-bye.
All right, we're gonna get to our final call. Brady, who was on last night and then said, "Hey, I'm gonna be at the next show." We'll get to him here. Let's see. All right, stay with me here. I'm gonna get.
Hello?
Hello, Brady.
Yes.
All right, you are live on the post-show stream. Tell us about this show in Southaven.
Well, we had an amazing one there. I brought my wife and my brother and my dad. And to back up what the man name, but there were quite a few casuals there. I agree. There were people was just talking and milling. It was a bit distracting, but zone in as much as we could, of course.
All right. So, yeah, interesting to hear that. Although, granted, this is not a hub for a lot of DMB fans. Now, is this a local show for you? Is this somewhere you had to travel to?
Well, we're from Northeast Arkansas, and we had to travel about maybe an hour 45 to 2 hour to get there, I'd say.
Okay. So you had to kind of just get over that border, about a 2 hour drive there. And what was it like having a show? I know obviously not many shows are near you. What was it like having a show that close where you could actually drive?
Bit refreshing, my family owns a business, so we're not typically able to travel too much. So we try to get them when they hit us really close. We've seen them in the same place back in 2015 when they were doing the 2 set shows, and we saw them again in Little Rock, which is another 2 hour drive from us in Arkansas, in 2016. So it's the first time I've seen them since 16, and only my 3rd time seeing them.
Gotcha. And I know all about the family business or business that you're running where you have limited time to actually take time off. Having some friends, college friend who, they literally had one big vacation to Vegas and that was it for like 3 years. So I respect that. And I love that, you have, you're running a business or have a family business. Too many of those are going away in this country, but I root for them. So let's look at this show. So they start off with Pig. Is that something you thought was going to open? Was that a shocker to you?
Well, it's funny because me and my wife plan on going to Noblesville, not 2, on July 1st. And I was joking with my brother. I said, "Oh, cool. What if they open with Pig?" I did not expect them to open with Pig tonight, and was pleasantly surprised. And I had a moment, and everyone around me didn't seem to hype on it, which was kind of it's kind of surprising me. Like, what is wrong with you people? No, it was. I couldn't believe it. I had a moment. We hooped and hollered. Fun was had, I'll say.
That's when I saw that, I was like, that's special. As you just said, this is something, a Pig opener is what you expect Deer Creek or at a big venue like SPAC or West Palm Beach. But when
Absolutely.
the band pulls something like this out, and I know Rogers, Arkansas got a JTR some years ago, it's always nice to get that. And I think what you just said is important. A lot of fans at this show may have not understood or appreciated Pig opening, but I remember looking back at my first show and some of the rarities like Blackjack, the Stone opening. I didn't realize the significance of that. I had heard the song, but like, oh, it's one of the before these guys. Yeah, it's probably something they always play. No, they don't. So I think what's important about the band having a Lie in Our Graves, having a Pig, and even having some of these new songs, it a fan will go home, listen to the song or check back, and maybe 3 or 4 weeks later, maybe a year later, they'll fully appreciate what just happened tonight.
Definitely. And I personally was very cool with the new songs. I'm part of the side that really likes the new record.
Okay.
And I know, of course, folks are entitled to feel how they feel. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But it being an album, an album tour, it's I guess it's just to be expected because they did the same thing with Come Tomorrow and Away from Where you keep going back. It's always been this way for them.
Right. There's a lot of different things they touch, they change up, and it can be very polarizing, like you said. I'm glad you enjoy these songs. I do, and I can be pretty like I have a certain things I look for in the band that they weren't doing, like the rock heavy stuff. I love rock music. I just like D&B sticking to acoustic. So it's something where it's always a great discussion to talk about how people react to this. But glad that you like these new songs. And what would you say your favorite song was of the night?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, the Pig opener sort of, hard to top it. It made the night for me in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But, of course, the inclusion of Line Our Graves was killer, as we were talking about, for it being a midweek show, sort of a place where they don't typically go to all the time.
Yeah.
And I guess probably either Pig or Line Our Graves. And I was really glad to hear Walk Around the Moon, the title track. It's one of my favorites of the new record. I guess if there was any one thing that I would change, instead of You and Me, give me like Squirm or something, because my wife particularly loves that song.
Oh, I agree 100%. I would have a Squirm or a Dive In or something from that same record that's a little bit, to me, more intriguing. And Squirm is just it's such a great song. So great perspective there. And with Walk Around the Moon, that's just a great, it's a song that over the last couple of years, it goes back to that acoustic guitar is highlighted. The vocals from Dave and Buddy are fun. And it's just a great, fun song to put in the set list. So it's great that you caught it. It's only been played 3 times in the 7-ish shows from Mexico / Texas, Arkansas, now Mississippi. So it is something that has, it's going to be played all summer, but it's not as frequent as last year. So that's a special thing you got there right after Lion Our Graves. So now, as far as the encore, how did you feel about having a 3-song encore compared to what we usually get as a 2-song one?
Well, you saying that cover, I was excited for the songs just because it's typically 2. So just the inclusion of another song is always welcomed, I'd say. Now, I'll say people's comments about Sing for the Windows. There was some couple dudes around us that had a few drinks, to say the least. And whenever he started playing Sing for the Windows, all I heard was, "Oh, play another song." So
interesting.
I could have done without some of the heckling, if you want to say, but
right.
I get it. People are gonna feel how they feel, and that's okay, I suppose.
And where were you sitting for the show?
We were, let's see, there was the pit and the first section of seats, and then we were in the second section of seats toward Buddy Strong and Tim Reynolds' side.
Okay, so that's interesting because we talked to some people that were in the pit tonight, and their perspective of Windows was different. But again, you got fans who are right at the pit. But that's what you just said as far as fans saying they didn't like it. It's too slow, kind of egging on Dave. That's exactly why I think Windows shouldn't be played at the live shows full band. Dave and Tim, it's fine. But I think that the route, like fans have a couple of drinks or they're just, they're bored. They want something to pump them up, and it takes away from you taking in the song. So that's why it's great to interview people from across the venue, because you get those anecdotes and you get those experiences. So I also think that's a song where they try it out tonight. because in Nashville is going to be too pumped up for Windows to work. Maybe he still plays it, but I can just see in Nashville people all talk like it's on Sirius XM radio and people are talking through it, yelling, play this song. And so we'll see what happens with it. But you did catch it tonight, and got the break free and Bayou to end out. So Deer Creek Night 2 is your next show.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Any other shows after that, or is that kind of that's where you're limited?
That's gonna wrap us up. My wife's getting vacation time from work, and thankfully I'm getting my brother to cover for me and our family. So we're making it. That's a 7-hour trip for us, about 7.5 hours.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, safe travels as far as going up to Deer Creek later this year. It's also, I think it'll be to go to one now and then go to one in July. I tell people, if you can, spread out your shows, because they'll take some of this stuff and they'll add some new stuff, and you get more value. It's just less likely you're going to get a lot of the same songs outside of the new album when you go to one show early, one show in the middle, and if possible, one show late. So hope you enjoyed that show in Indiana. And thanks for being on the stream.
Yes, thank you for having me, Marcus. Appreciate that.
All right. Take care, Brady.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. All right. So that was Brady again. And it's interesting. So he's, a fan 2 hours or so away in Northeast Arkansas. This is a closer drive than normal. He loves the deep cuts. A lot of the fans in this area that went to the show were more, they didn't understand the significance of that. But as you guys will see with my video tomorrow, I think it's important to play deep cuts for new fans, because you understand the significance of it later on, and then that drives you to go to more shows. That's why some of you guys may been born around and going to SPAC. You grew up in Wisconsin or Chicago, and you go to Alpine. I grew up right by Hartford, and my first show 11 years ago to this day started off with the Stone opener, right? And I got some rarities and special things. It takes being at a venue to get a deep cut, and then to really appreciate it. And the more times they play these rarities in smaller towns or smaller cities, I think you kind of grow the people's appreciation for them. And that's why I know it may fall flat. A Captain may fall flat. JTR is going to get people pumped up. But some of the slower or deeper, darker songs don't get as much love for a casual base. But you can't appreciate something unless it's played, right? If we think about Nikola Jokic, I remember going to see him. I took my dad to a Knicks game in 2017. And at the time, Jokic he was younger and kind of coming up. And he played at Madison Square Garden. Now, listen, I don't watch Nuggets games on purpose back in 2017. I wasn't doing that. But I saw Jokic ball out. But he wasn't playing. He didn't play like Kobe or LeBron. He didn't have the flashy, buckets. He just got buckets. He was scoring. But I was able to appreciate and see how dominant he was. His, at the time, career high 40 points at Madison Square Garden. I don't know what his career high is now, but at the time, that was his highest points total in his career. And, I took my dad because it was his birthday and he's a Knicks fan. But I ended up seeing a player who was just starting to come into the player that's now in the NBA Finals. So that's how deep cuts are. People want the Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan type slam dunk songs, but sometimes you got people like Jokic, you got players like Embiid that play a little bit different. And you got to see it live to appreciate it. And that's what happened with me. I was able to appreciate it that way. All right. Let me so I did have a there was a parody of the post. I had a poster parody. Let me see if I can find it. So I'll play this real quick, but I did a little after everything spoof talking about last night's poster. And this is the full video one. You can see all the videos. The one on IG has a split of the poster. But let me put this back so you guys can listen to this. Then we'll head out after this. Appreciate the support. Don't forget to hit the like button, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. All right, so this is me talking about the poster from Rogers, Arkansas.
It was bad. Rogers poster. There is nothing closer to absolute garbage. You should pay me to keep this poster. Cause after everything, you are the baddest of the baddest posters so far this tour. Methane shouldn't make no more posters. No more. Ooh.
Yeah, so that was my little that was my little parody of After Everything. And that's on Twitter. It's on Instagram too. IG ConcertViz34. You guys can check it out there as well. But it was fun. I think today's poster was a little better. But as I said last night, they gotta have filler posters. That's just how it is. They gotta have filler posters. It's just there's too many posters. Right? Too many men, too many posters creating too much problems. There's not enough love to go around. This is the land of poster confusion. But thank you guys again. Stay tuned. I'm working on that video to come out later today, capping off 11 years of 11-year anniversary of my first show. And the support. I never would imagine I'd be on here every night, pretty much doing these streams, post-show streams, and having other content, shooting video, which really came first. So, but it is time. It's time to wrap this up. We'll see you guys in Smashville. If you want to come on, you're going to Nashville, Riverbend too. If you're going to Riverbend, Cincy, let us know, or let me know. They ain't know us. It's just me. Let me know, and we'll try to add you on. All right, we're gonna close out with a little Brick House, and again, rest in peace to Tina Turner, musical legend, gone but not forgotten, and the impact of her music will live on. All right, here's a little Brick House. We'll close out with this and get out of here. It's your boy ConcertViz34. Peace.